is a bit of a big moment, actually. Something I have been looking for since I first got the frame, and finally found it. What's in the box? It is a seat. There we are. One seat, and it's all thanks to Gary at what is the site? BritishMotorbikes1970.com. I think it's like that. I think it's something like that. Anyway, yeah, these seats were listed on there, but out of stock. So I sent an email, and Gary came back and said, "Oh, I have got one. I can let you have it. I was keeping it for my own motorbike, for his own MDS, I think it was for." Yeah, so thanks to Gary. Thank you very much. Very much obliged. Yeah, because I was really struggling trying to find that. So that's very good of him, actually, to let me have that. Well, obviously I paid for it, you know. And also, he should be sorting out a petrol tank for me. Yeah, I think it just needs a little bit of work doing to it, which he's going to do. And let me know when that's ready. And yeah, so that would be brilliant. I should also be sorting out an exhaust. I'll come on to that when that gets delivered. It's got to be made or modified to fit this pipe. This is 1.75" pipe, so it's got to have a little bit of work done to it. But yeah, so we should be on the right lines. I've also worked out what I'm going to do with the Chainguard. Yeah, so I have had a lot of parts from British, I think it's called British Motorbike or BritishBike1970.com. I'll put it on the screen. Yeah, so he has a lot of Greeves parts. So yeah, I have got a lot of parts from him already. So yeah, I think this came from there actually. This loop, I think these brackets as well. A few other bits and pieces. Yeah, so yeah, thank you very much, Gary. I was really really struggling to find something. And the other thing is, which I only had a part number for, didn't know what it looked like, did a little search, and this is the front seat bracket. And this came from Tricore Andy, believe it or not. Yeah, I just did a little search on Google for Greeves seat bracket, and this came up, and I thought, well, do you know what, that kind of looks about how that should be, because it actually goes over there. I think it goes over the top of the petrol tank rear brackets come back there. I mean, there is a little bit of a gap there, so there might need to be some space or something. Yeah, I can work that one out. I haven't tried it on the seat yet, so I'll go on and do that. But yeah, looks like I've got the front seat bracket. The rear bolts just go in these holes here, which I did have to elongate. Didn't quite fit. I expect this has got out of shape over the years. Yeah, I mean this rear subframe was pretty well twisted up and beaten up, so yeah, as I've mentioned previously, I had to do some work on this piece. Completely took this rear loop out and refitted that because it was not lining up as it should. Yeah, so I'll check this fits the seat, and yeah, see how it goes on there. Right, that's a little bit out, not much, just needs a little bit taken off the outside of both these slots. It'll go on there, just a treat. Yeah, so I will get on and do that. I think if I take a couple of mil off the outside of each one, that will be fine. So let's get that set up in the mill and do that. Right, got that slotted out. That was also sitting a little bit too far forward when I fit it on there. So just take a little bit off the front as well, off the front of the slot, so that this bracket sits a little bit further back. You can see it's all on there now. I think you can see up there, not very good light. Yeah, so there we are, that's bolted on there. You can see that's quite a way back. And this hole is a bit weird actually. It's neither 3/8 or 5/16. It's sort of somewhere in between, about 11/32. Yeah, so I'll have a look and see if I can work out if what size that bolt is actually meant to be. 5/16 seems a little small. And like I say, 3/8 won't go through. Both this on the bracket here, this little slot piece there, and the hole are the same size, they're 0.350. Yeah, seems a bit strange, but yep, that's on there. These mountings, you probably can't see either, up in there, they're in. So, not sure how much of that little bit I got. I think the battery just went flat, so I just put a fresh battery in, or fully charged battery. Yeah, so I'll just take this bracket off, put the seat back in the box for now. Doesn't need to sit on there. Yeah, and then once I've got the fuel tank, can check everything is okay, and get that fitted. So we'll be a little bit closer. Well, got a few more parts turned up, so I can get a little bit further with this. This is the silencer which I'm going to fit. Got this off eBay. Can't offhand remember the name of the eBay seller, but I'll put a thing on screen or in the description. Yeah, they do these, but they only did them with 1.5 inch inlet. This is actually meant for a 4-stroke, but it'll be perfectly okay for my purposes. Yeah, so I did ask them if they could make one with 1 3/4 inch, which they said they could. That was a little bit extra to modify it, but yeah, they've done it. Unfortunately, that was a very tight 1 3/4 inch. Yeah, so I have just been getting that to fit. Just had a drum sander in there on the internal, so that's now a good fit on there. I've just got to put a couple of slots in. I found a clamp up. Yeah, clamp, so I've got a clamp for it. Yeah, so once I get that to fit on there okay, I can then get on and make a little bracket up. It's got a little M8 stud or bit there that is M8 threaded, so I can get some sort of bracket at the back. Right, so that's coming along. Yeah, I'm just going to get that in the mill and put a couple of slots in there, either side, or maybe even 4, I don't know. I'll try with 2 first, because like I say, that is a good fit. So and the other part is a chain guard. This is just a sort of universal one. Yeah, so there'll be a little bit of messing around with that to get that to work. But yeah, that should be okay. Right, so I'll carry on with this silencer for now, and yeah, we'll get a couple of slots in there. Yeah, a couple of slots in there. Right, well, let's give it a go. Just hang, let's see which way is that going to go. Like that. Let's hang that on there as well. So we'll give that a little bit of a polish, maybe. A bit hard to do this one-handed. Put the camera down a minute. Right, that's that on there. Now I will have to work out where I'm going to put a little bracket. I did originally put this, well, this piece on here for exhaust bracket, but it's probably a bit too far from there. So what I might do is see if I can make something that will come off the shock. Come off the shock mount, so it's going to have a little bit of a bend out and down. Yeah, I think that'll be okay. Right, so I'll have a little go at making a bracket, and I could even have a fixing here, clamping around the frame. I'll see how that one feels. I've got that on because this is pretty sturdy to the pipe. Yeah, just got to make sure that doesn't, it's right in line with that frame. Make sure it doesn't scratch that frame. But apart from that, I think that's going to be okay. Well, there we are. Silencer fitted. That's pretty solid on there. I have only got one bracket there. I didn't bother with one here. Don't think that's really going to be needed. This is pretty well clamped. It's a good fit. Yeah, so we've got foot support front and back. Yeah, so all I did in the end was I just turned up this little spacer. Made this little bracket, which I sort of got a bit of a funny bend on it. Sort of had to bend this out and then give that a little twist. Can't remember which way it was now. One way or the other. Had to give it a little twist just to get everything to line up. But yeah, I think that'll do the job. Yeah, I did just leave that long at the end there, that bracket, just in case we have to make some adjustments. But yeah, I don't really notice. Right, so that is one more little bit done. Next thing, Chainguard. Let's have a look at this Chainguard now, fitting this. Yeah, so that's the actual main piece. It also comes with this bracket, which I'm not quite sure where that is meant to go. That end or that end, not sure. And a couple of little bolts to fix it on with. Don't know whether I'll be using that or not. Gonna have to have a look and see how we're gonna fit this. Right, so we have a fixing on the swing arm there. There's another one just under here, a little tab with a hole in. And I think the original ones use the rear shock bolt at the bottom. Right, let's see how this is going to work. I may have to either put a bend on there or cut a piece out. I've got a feeling the original ones had a piece cut out, but we'll see where this is going to go first and see what we're going to do with that. Let's have a look. So that could go as far forward as that. We'd have to do a little bit of trimmage in there, and like I say, yeah, would need to do something with the mud guard as well. And if this drops low enough, I could actually incorporate, I could make a little bush, little spacer, and use this lower fixing through to the rear. First of all, I'm gonna have to do a little bit of trimming at the front here to lower that. This is sitting too high. Yeah. Right, so we'll cut a little. I'll mark that out. We'll cut a little bit out and see where we can get that. Yeah. So I'm going to start. I think I'll just cut this little piece out here, and yeah, we'll see how see how it look. I think it's going to be just a case of nibbling away at it and see what we end up with. Yeah, a little bit cut out there. Yeah, it's a bit tight on this. Yeah, I think I am going to have to do something with that, definitely. Right. Yeah, it's a bit tight on this frame tube. Right, let's just deal with that first. I think I might just try giving that a little bend. Before we start cutting. Always getting there a bit later and cut that, because I would need to take it off to do it. That's quite enough or not, really. Right, getting in there now. Right, yeah, so I should now be able to get this, let's drop this down a bit. Yeah, so we should be able to use that fixing there. I can make a little, out of that piece of bracket that came with the bike, I can make a little piece for the front there, about 3 inches long, I reckon. And it'll need to be fixed to the inside of this chain guard by the looks of it, to get this to sit centrally, and then it's just going to be something up the rear, which is going to have to be something off here, I reckon. Another little piece rising up there. Right, let's cut a little piece for the front first, I think, if I get that lined up. I've just got this sitting on a bit of pipe, by the way, a bit of hose rather, just so we've got clearance between the chain. Yeah, I think I'll do the front one first, and then we can work back from there. Right, let's put a little piece on there. I drilled 3 holes. I thought I had enough. I had some rivets, but I haven't got some the right size, but I'll get some. I think I'd rather rivet that on than screw it on. These screw heads are quite high, so yeah, might rub against the chain. But yeah, that's just to hold it in place while I set everything up. screw heads getting in the way there. Right. Oh, and I did just trim another little piece out of here. Right. Right, that will do it, I think. Might have to put a little spacer in here just to push this back a little bit at the front. I think we're looking at somewhere around there. Might even have to take a little bit more out of here, I think. Otherwise it's going to be a little bit high at the front. Can't even see that, can you? Yeah. Take a little bit more out of here, I think. Again, just so I can drop this a bit more. If not, it's going to be too high, I think, there. Right, so we'll nibble a little bit more out and keep at it. Right, got that front fixing in there. Probably can't even see it. Yep, that's in. It's not actually tight. For now, I've just put a little stack of washers in between to simulate a spacer, so we're not too far out anyway. Yeah, it's going to be awkward to fix that on there. You can't really get at anything in there. Right, so now I can do this one just here. So I think once we've got those two fixed, can then work out something for the rear. Yeah, so I'll just mark this up, drill a hole. I think I will make a little spacer up for that so I can hold it in place, and then have a look at the rear fixing. Just went to unplug my jigsaw that I've been using to cut the Chainguard with. What? How weak is that plug? Honestly. What did that say on there? Unbreakable. Excellent quality. Yeah, I don't think so. How dangerous is that? Yeah. Gonna have to find a new plug to go on there now. Brilliant. So we've got a little space in there, which you probably can't see. That's not even bolted up actually at the moment. That's just kind of where it should be. So it's not tight there. Little spacer in there, which is about an inch long. I actually haven't got any long enough 1/4 inch bolts at the moment, so it's an M6 in there. But that's sort of tightened up, and I'm not sure I even need one on the rear. I think once that one at the front is tightened, that'll be fine. Yeah, it's probably one of those things where you're just going to have to try it and see how it go. Yeah, and just got to do a little something here. I did just bend that flat a little bit, and there is a little bit of a gap there, and that is tightened up. There might be enough there, so I might just flatten that a little bit. It's okay on the inside of the tyre. Room there, so rather than cut it, I'll flatten it. Just put a little extra flat on there. I've sort of bent it a little bit, but yeah, just needs tapping flat really. So get some of these creases out and I'll put in. Yeah, so I think that will do it. Just got to order some longer bolts, or a longer bolt for the front. Give that a little polish up, what I did with the exhaust. I mean, it's not highly polished, that's just a coarse polish. Don't really want it all that shiny. And I think that'll do for that. So I've got the seat, that's all ready to go on. Guards all done, everything else all done. It's just tank. That's the only thing now. And once the tank is on, that'll be completed. So yeah, no doubt there'll be a few little tweaks to do, but yeah, everything is there basically, apart from the tank.